All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Town of Amherst Historic Preservation Commission meeting for November 4th, 2025. Can I have a roll call, please?
Mancuso,
Present.
Ampleman,
Present.
Swartz,
Here.
Waterman Culpa, Hershey, Kenzie, Wright, for the town, Marinucci, Fidel here, Quinn, Odiata, Howard.
All right, thank you. Our first item on the agenda is the minutes approval for our September 9th, 2025 meeting. If you want to take a second to review that, please. Yeah.
Go for it. I will make a motion to accept the September 9th, 2025 minutes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Wright. All in favor?
One abstention.
Because you weren't there. Yeah. One,
told me to
two,
go.
three, four. Yep. So that is 4 yeses and 2 abstentions. Miss Kenzie was for motion for Miss Kenzie and second by Miss Wright. And we got 4 yeses, so that's quorum. Thank you. All right, we did not have an October meeting that was canceled. We had no items in our agenda, so we will move into new business. Item number 1, we received a landmark designation for 1 Cloister Court. The items and the landmark application form are at the back of your packet. If you want to, or I'll make a motion to open discussion. Second by Ms. Kenzie, all in favor? Aye, motion carries 6-0. Thank you. So I took a look at this and made some commentary on email back to the town. It looks like the owner went ahead and provided some additional information about the former owner and builder. But it looks like there's some work to do on researching this. It looks like it's at first glance, it looks like a worthy property. It's nice that they have some drawings and some old pictures. I'm unsure if it looks like you can drive up to it. There's a long road that was apparently was the former driveway leading toward the back of the property. Looks like you can drive up to it, maybe take pictures of it. It is listed in the reconnaissance survey. The areas are highlighted in here. So we did find that it was eligible in 2011, I believe, in the reconnaissance survey.
Changes that have been made over the years. I don't know how well they're described in here.
Yeah, same. I totally agree, Norm. That's why I think a drive-by would be worthwhile, especially pertaining to windows or changes in cladding. Looks like there's a couple nice depictions here in the Beautiful Homes of Buffalo book from 1915 that show its original state. It'd be nice to compare the roof material. see what historic items are extant on the property. Yeah, it says tile roof on the drawings, so I'm assuming there was a slate tile roof or clay tile roof even. Looks like there's some nice detailing of the downspouts. It'd be nice to have a record of what's still existing. And it would be also nice to have a little more information on Frank Babst. I know they sent a little bit more, but I don't, not sure what else he was involved with other than, I believe, M&T or Marine Trust, excuse me. Marine Trust Bank.
I can do a little bit more digging on that and just add to the kind of reference of importance on that.
Yeah, all the more information, the better. The applicant checked off 4 of the 5 criteria. We might want to.
I think we need to
Cons-
better evaluate that.
Yeah.
I don't
Yep.
think it's a historic site per se, but I haven't
Right.
thoroughly went through everything. And then and it's not a district, so
So yeah, that's the thing about the application form is they
they went
checked off things that were
wonderfully gung ho, but
Yep.
I think we just need to reevaluate
Mhm.
and focus on, because I do think there are some elements and categories that we absolutely could fit, and then some of these other ones, it doesn't really. But that's
it
not
not-
an issue, it's just.
Yeah. Is it not in an eligible district?
I'm not sure if it's an eligible district. I mean, it's adjacent to one,
Yeah.
I
okay.
think.
It's like right across the
Yeah.
street. Okay.
Yep. But so the application form, these areas here are if you're going for a district, which in this case it's not.
Right.
Actually, I don't want to assume, but I believe the applicant would like to pursue landmarking for these 4 criteria at the top, 4 out of the 5, and not these ones at the bottom. But that's a question that has to be posed to the owner or to the applicant, excuse me.
Yeah, I was a little confused because it does speak a lot to the neighboring properties, and I wasn't sure if they were
It
getting
did.
at that
Yeah,
or
it did.
if just the one cloister court.
So can we request from the owner, what?
Applicant.
Oh, yeah, applicant.
Yep.
Can we request that we have photos of every elevation? I don't want to drive up to the home.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So maybe ask them if they can provide updated photos of the property, because I only saw the listing from like Google Street View and you can't really see anything.
Yep.
That's a good point, yeah. And that may help to your point. What was it originally?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. Okay.
I can do a little bit more digging and then just requesting those photos.
Okay. So then, should we form a little subcommittee to do some research? I'll put myself on it. And Haley, is there anyone else that wants to hop on? I don't want to just volunteer, Kate.
Well, do you want to start there? I mean, it's starting quite a bit.
Can do that. Let's see. So James, is it possible for you to reach out to the applicant to see if they can provide more photos? Okay, thank you. Yeah, existing photos of each facade, please. They did provide more information. Did you have a back and forth with them?
Not too much.
Okay. Mhm.
Yeah, I just gave.
Okay. Okay.
But he was responsive, and they were enthusiastic about the applications.
Do we know when they're back in town? Well, because I won't take pictures of.
Yeah, right. That's correct. All right, so I'll focus on the criteria and try and build those. I may ask the town to have, or James, I may ask you to have a back and forth with them for more information or not, depending how strong of a case each criteria is. Because we want to present criteria to the town board that makes sense. Do you know if these actually align 1 through 5 with the statute? Okay. So no. So 1 is 2. Okay. Oh, so yeah, this isn't. Yeah, please. Yeah. That would,
Well, we can work on it first. I mean,
oh, yeah,
do
both.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll both. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Yeah, because they're kind of they kind of align. They're just in a different order. Yeah, thank you. All right. Is there any further discussion from any board members? Nope, hearing none. All right, I will make a motion to adjourn this item.
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Kenzie. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 6-0. Thank you. All right, on to item number 2, the proposed HPC calendar for 2026. That is located on the back page of your packets. If you want to take a look, see if there's any conflicts anyone could think of off the bat.
So were these dates already like coordinated with holidays or other board meetings getting moved and?
Of our ability,
Okay.
yes. As you can see, there's 3 pending conflicts. I say pending because their calendars also aren't official just yet. So I can work on finding a alternative January date. But we have 2 alternative March and May dates that are possible.
Because there were a number of third of the week, or third of
Correct.
the month.
Yeah, correct.
And
But we
first-
usually bump into the ZBA. So we typically have to adjust it just for those months a lot of times.
Which one's the first?
6th, October 6th.
Oh, October 6th. Yeah.
Which screwed me up last month.
Yeah.
How come the January is so late? So this was, I think we had this issue when discussing the calendar for this year is like that January 20th to February 10th is so tight that, yeah. Is there a reason why we're not looking at the second week of January?
So just the question, is there a reason why we can't do the second week of January?
The 13th.
Or the 13th?
Yeah.
Because that is the ZBA.
Oh, that
And that's typically our conflict.
And the 19th, I'm assuming, is
Martin Luther King.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
why the
So
town
we
board
don't even
gets
know if we
kicked.
can do the 20th.
Correct. Yeah, that's. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So that's already. Yeah,
Okay.
I would too.
So then on the 15th.
I mean, yeah. So you could do the 27th,
The 15th.
or you could do the 6th.
Right.
It's just a village. They're gonna be doubled up.
I think I'd be okay with it.
With the 6th.
Yeah. It's like life back to normal that week, right? I don't know.
Well, because I think if it gets pushed to like the 27th, it's almost not worth doing because
that's
we're
right.
not, we're gonna meet in the beginning of February anyway. That's, so I would say, yeah, I guess maybe the 6th. If everybody's,
Feel okay about the 6th? Can we look at the 6th, please?
seems like we'll change this other times.
Will you know by next meeting or just like a communication? Do it to- I don't want to take a vote unless it's
Yeah.
actual.
Well,
Okay. Okay. So then is it like we assume you're going to take a vote that night on the 5th, right, to accept all these? Yeah, sure.
Is gonna.
Okay. Yeah, no, yep. Okay. Can you tell? Okay. The one I always question not having a July meeting or maybe shifting the August meeting to July. I don't know how people feel about that, about having a no meeting in July.
Because there's always going to be 1 month we're not gonna have a meeting.
No,
Is
there's
that-
no rule.
Oh,
It's just
what we do.
what we do.
Okay.
And I feel that like in the summer, theoretically, is when we would be getting more applications because more work's being done. So I say, should we take off July? Actually, having the meeting in August is more difficult for me, I would say, because that's when we're trying to plan our vacations or our vacation.
Why don't we do, this meeting? And then this stuff is getting done in July, so like,
Yeah.
is it?
I guess I don't know if I see it one
It's
way or
getting
the
done up
other.
Until like now, so.
Right.
I'm fine with that.
Right. And we don't know about the January meeting, or was it the January? So we might not be having a January if we can't get the date, because then we'll just kick off in February. So that could play into it too, depending on what comes down.
Well, we're gonna have it. Go ahead.
Well, but we don't even know if that's gonna be available yet. So if it is, then we're okay. But if they come back and it's not, and then it's like, well, why have one the last week of January when we're meeting the beginning of February? So that could, I'm just saying that could, in that way, take away our,
Well, why don't we just wait then?
yeah, I think it seems like,
Well, do we want to propose any of these changes so they can get to the town board to vote on?
so
So the-
Angela, do you need us to approve ours? So then I guess technically we don't need a vote on it, right?
No, yeah, well, this is a draft anyway, so I think we're just talking about draft dates to go get approval on.
Right.
So,
That just means we'll get the room.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. And I guess it's hard, yeah, because to your point, I don't know, is it better to have them in July? I don't know if it makes a difference, really. And it depends on-
No. No.
Oh,
Just from my own perspective, because I was not obviously involved with helping getting closer with like a Remember what the reservation did?
No, it's July 26th this year.
yeah. And there was no meeting in July, which is why,
That's why, because I was like, I remember feeling kind of different about it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, going into it, we didn't have a meeting, right? Yeah, I don't know what we're doing for Preservation Day.
Yeah, that, I do remember that time for myself. Which is a bit goodbye, but I'm just saying.
That's okay.
Yeah. No, but I couldn't make it because I was out of town for the day, but I remember being like, and we're not going to meet before all of the critical coordination
Yeah.
needs to happen. And
That's
it was,
why, yeah, that's why I was kind of proposing. I mean, not that we're not planning on doing Preservation Day in summer. I don't know when or what we're doing, but it will not be August or July, put it that way. And so I don't know. I've always felt like having a July meeting though would be important, kind of the last meeting going into summer. I guess that you could feel that way about June, but if people want to get in applications for work, for summer work, I feel like it's more important to have a July meeting rather than an August meeting. I've always felt that way in the 4 years I've been on.
now you don't have to worry about that.
Is that the worst?
What's that?
What? Don't have to worry about what?
Oh, well, you can take your vacation whenever you want.
No, I could. Yeah, obviously.
And you don't need to put it in months in advance.
That's true.
I'm
But
just saying, I'm just pointing it out for you.
sure. So I don't know. What's consensus here?
Well, I
And-
think we like this, we want to see about January 6th.
Yep.
I guess, and the only other thing is whether we do July or August, but we don't necessarily need to know that now anyway.
Well, I want to propose dates so they can get them in front of them. So do you, what, July 10th? Is that the date? My guess. Hold on.
14.
February, March, April, May, June, July. 14.
Flag Day. Oh, no, wait, that's
No,
June.
that's June. Yeah, that's what I'm proposing.
Oh,
Yep. Yeah. So then can we submit that as our draft?
you
Okay.
guys pick, because I don't know what I'm doing in 8 months.
Okay. All right. I don't know if we have to take action on that. It's just a draft. Like, I don't know. Just you got our preferred dates and then you'll let us know. Okay. All right. Any other discussion for item number 2? Hearing none. I will move on to item number 3, HPC membership. So it has come to my attention that Mr. Hershey's term is up at the end of 2025. And I don't know if you want to make a statement, Norm. You want to say anything?
Yeah, say something. I can say something briefly. The work of the commission is quite important. It's filled by very qualified. Part for me, that's probably the hardest, is the connection to the architectural features that are present and trying to describe, decide what is most important. That's probably the hardest part. I'm an engineer by trade, and I just worked in the industrial sector, so it's really professional engineer, and that's what got me in. They fill the position with another professional engineer. I would recommend looking at professional engineering firms that are much more connected to the building industry and residential and commercial buildings than I ever was. That would be the recommendation. I've been here 6+ years. Part of our term. Anyway, it's been a great time. There's a wealth of knowledge here. The commission is functioning very well.
Well, thanks.
So you're not coming back?
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, somebody got my name, probably the engineering society, which I was not really part of. They got my name as somebody. I can't remember. People, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. I
Yeah,
mean,
so that's a good point. Right? Should we allocate some of our remaining dollars to advertise, perhaps?
I don't, there's a newsletter.
Okay.
My suggestion would be.
Yeah, appreciate that.
For our schedule, is that Norm's position supposed to be allocated to a certain profession or expertise? Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep. It's supposed to be a professional engineer, yeah. Yep. They have one stamp, I think.
You've
in
won what?
Architecture. A professional stamp.
Oh, stamp.
I still.
No, that's okay. Yeah. Well, I can say, Norm, we've really appreciated the time and effort you've put in to this commission. Sad that you've decided not to seek reappointment. But anyway, I wanted to put it on the record that, your time has been very valuable to us. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
You can travel and enjoy the grandkids.
And you can come to our meeting.
When he's here. Yeah.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, we can look at what we've put out for other appointments. I think we had a couple drafts for putting in one of the newsletters or something like that. See if we can.
Expires.
Yeah. There you go.
Peace out.
Nope. Right.
It doesn't actually say.
Uh,
Yeah.
4.
So that should say 29.
You need some glass? Look up there. So what is it that I need to do? Okay.
Okay. That didn't happen for me. It just kind of continued on, but all right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Precedents.
Yeah.
See
So that-
around.
Haley.
Haley.
For a new member. Yeah. Okay.
Resolution come.
I don't think they need a resolution. They just need to recommend. And then I would put it up.
Yeah. So.
If you want to take a vote, you could do that.
So who does that? I can't, I like to
well, we talked-
recommend
well, so
myself.
We talked about this for me
Does
last
that
year,
seem right?
And I just said, yeah, I'll just continue on. And then I assumed the town board took action, but I don't know.
They did. I believe that, I'm not sure if there was a resolution, but they did. They did reappoint all the members here.
I'll have to look at it. 'Cause I do not remember.
I'd have to go back.
We don't technically it's the town board.
Yeah.
So we do not need the commission to say we'd like to see this person or whatever it is. But it is always better, I think personally, if people on the commission express, then I can say to my colleagues, like, she's already serving and the board related, the commission members would like her to stay on. We can just pick and fill our vacancy, if they are top board. So you don't need a motion or anything for you to formally do it, but I don't know if anybody has any objection. But I could just say the rest of the commission, would like her to continue serving. She's done a great job. And then they're not gonna throw up a statement. There's no requirement that you give a recommendation for it.
But you'd have to be notified, I guess, right? So that it gets on your agenda.
Well, I just tell, when they come up, if you tell me you want to be appointed, I can just do it. I would put it on the top.
Okay. So is that going to happen in December or January?
Go either way, I prefer to have it in December. Big meeting, I encourage everybody to watch it. December 1st. I have a really exciting public hearing. Oh! I'm reading in the library after show. Not a secret. Which is formally notified, I'm like an active. Oh, so this is Shirley Chisholm today. Shirley Chisholm was, we'll just talk about her all the time. Was the first Black congresswoman, and she's also the first Black person, the first. She lived in 14221 for 8 years. She's very, very interned in Fort Lauderdale. She actually lived in our town, and no one really. I don't know the exact house. Someone remember if man does know it's actually not eligible for historic preservation because man already looked into that. She and I have been really working on this and trying to find a proper way to memorialize that she lives here and that she was here. And so Shirley Chisholm. Yeah. So yeah, we're going to name the Amherst Main Library after Audubon. Or I'm going to be trying to all four of our libraries, 3 of the other 4 libraries are named after Deerfield. Audubon is named after Audubon after the community. Shirley Chisholm, prior to being a elected congresswoman, she was her bachelor's degree in 1951 from Columbia University, and she was a nursery school teacher and head of division of daycare in the city. And she fought our fair share for marginalized people and all students. So it's a beautiful thing. So naming a library after her makes a lot of sense. But we have meetings in December. We're going to have a public hearing in December 1st, so I can put it out for that one. December 1st, I think it is. So no, but we don't have, we only have 1 meeting in November, which is already past November 10th. We're not meeting the next meeting, which is December 1st. 15th is usually like the year end.
Oh.
So there's the meeting, but I can put it in December.
So I'll say too, one of the statutes you can pick for a historic landmark is associated with the lives, individuals, or people or events significant in national, state, or local history, not necessarily the architecture. Okay.
Like, I don't know if it doesn't stand.
Well, it could be a site. It doesn't have to be a prop. It doesn't have to be it could be a site associated with that person. She spoke at our preservation day. Yeah.
Which is a good thought. Wasn't one that I'm looking to make sure.
Okay. So if it sounds right, you're going to recommend Miss Kenzie stay on at your next.
Okay. No, isn't it 2?
4. I think you started 2 and it becomes 4. Oh, sorry. It's always 4? Okay. Okay. And then you want to convince Norm also to stay?
It sounds like we don't even have to ask.
Okay. All right, thanks. Pressure's off, Norm. All right. Yeah. All right, so that's item number 3. Oh, go ahead. No, you good? Okay. We'll move on to item number 4 under old business, training and website. So the only item I have here is I want to make a motion to change the amount we're spending on NAPC membership. It increased, so we had earmarked $150, and for 2026, it's going up to $200. So I'll make a motion to make that change from 150 to 200. I have a second.
I'll second.
Second by, sorry, Mr. Appleman. All in favor? Aye. Motion carries 6-0. Thank you. Um, is this all your stuff?
This is just a little reminder to get your trainings to me if you haven't already
Okay,
for
yep.
this year. These are Haley's really nice list of trainings that she's attended this year. It's really easy to me if you can send them to me just like that, actually.
Did you need them already?
No, just by the end of the year.
Yeah, because I'm going to have to do the report.
Yeah.
Correct. Yep.
Now,
It's really just so I can put it into the annual plan, or not the annual plan, the annual report, and
Oh,
then
but only count the ones through October, I guess. I think, is that what it is?
I'm doing the one next week, so I'm putting that down.
Okay.
yeah.
What are the hours, so everyone knows?
4 hours.
4 hours.
So it's
Okay.
2 NAPC trainings, or 2.5 or something, because they're 1.5, 1.5 hours. Yeah. Yep.
No, 2.5.
Now, the round table, that was the idea.
13.
Yes, I had trouble with it a couple weeks ago, and I used it last week and it accepted it. So maybe it's live now. Yep.
It should, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me know. Yes, that one is, I just printed them out for us. So, and most recently, there was September was the historic context studies, putting the people in preservation.
Yep.
Last week, Thursday, October 30th, it was integrating preservation into municipal and planning processes. And next week, the 13th, same day as our roundtable is supposed to be, is design review roundtable evaluating additions to historic structures. So that seems like something. Design review roundtable evaluating additions to historic structures, which we have encountered more than once since I've been on here. So
What time's the round table? 6:30 or 7?
6, I don't know.
I always forget.
Kate, let's see. Kate says she's going to send out the email.
Yep.
I have 6.
Okay.
but
We have the room booked at 6 next week. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, I think it's like 6 to 9.
Okay,
do it.
got it. Thought I had another week on that. All right, 13th, got it. Okay. Is there anything else on trainings and website besides the trainings? I don't think so. Is there, so that now that we've seen the old application come in, is it because they had it saved from when they submitted it? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure,
Okay.
to be honest.
All right. Yeah, the new one will be very, well, a little clearer anyway. All right, on to miscellaneous. Does any board member have any item they'd like to bring up?
Just a question, just checking in, the bank at Harlem and Maine and the Art Deco, were those ever taken up by the board for designation yet? Not yet, okay. Any plans for that? Anybody?
Not exactly,
Okay,
but it's there. They're there.
They're there, right? That's in
They're in their queue, yeah.
Yep, they're pending scheduling with the town board for their public
Right.
hearings. So all 3 are recommended. They're on the docket. It's just the scheduling thing. Yeah, that's the official word.
So yeah, good question. Thank you. All right. Anything else miscellaneous from any other member? Nope. Hearing none. I will make a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a second.
Second by Ms. Kenzie. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 6-0. Thanks, everyone.